Hi, I'm Lori Figuera, and this is Turning Pain into Power, Chronic and Creative. I'd like to first talk about what has brought us together today, which is the Tribe of Queens, a wonderful organization that it's a mentoring and humanitarian organization for women to empower women, support women, and for the humanitarian portion, to fight human trafficking. The Tribe of Queens has empowered me to impart my message of turning pain into power. What does turning pain into power mean to you? To me, it means awakening my purpose and confidence. Just because my life is limited by chronic illness or chronic pain doesn't mean that my contribution to society is any less important. For me, this meant finding a way to rediscover and embrace my creativity. The value of hobbies to those of us with chronic illness, especially when we're unable to work, is vital. Creative pursuits keep us engaged, give us a sense of productivity, and they relieve stress and dampen pain while we're engaged in them. The process of creating can release feel-good chemicals in the brain, which will elevate mood. Also boost brain function. Other benefits include giving us something to look forward to, devoting some of our time to something that we enjoy, is uplifting and fulfilling, and distraction from pain or negative thoughts. Creativity requires attention and focus, which shifts our thoughts away from stressful thoughts or pain to activities that are enjoyable and fun. Boosting confidence. Creating is empowering, gives a sense of accomplishment, and contributes to building a positive self-identity. Another strength of crafting is that it can be both solitary or social. It is up to the individual to decide. For our own well-being, we really should spend time each day on something we have a passion for, rather than the must-be-done things. Expressing my creativity has enhanced my life in so many ways, and I encourage you to explore this too. Every one of us have creative potential, but we often lack the confidence to start. Taking the first step doesn't have to be scary. It can begin with simple steps. If you're out of touch with your creative side and want to find something right for you, reflect on what inspires you or evokes an emotional reaction. If you're unsure what to try, get inspiration from online resources like Pinterest or Facebook groups. You can also speak with friends, and you may find a common interest with them that you are unaware of. Remember, this shouldn't be a chore. Do what you love. This is fun. Pick something you enjoy. If your pain or illness limit your activity, focus on what you can do rather than what you cannot. In the same way that you adapt everyday tasks to fit your limitations, you can do the same for many creative activities. Don't be afraid to try something new because you think you might not be good at it. You don't have to be good at something to enjoy it. I have some suggestions for some low activity, low energy hobbies that might work for you. Creative writing is a great one. It can be very cathartic to write through what you're going through, or even write fiction. Drawing or painting can also be a release. Others include making music, scrapbooking, knitting and crocheting. It requires very little energy and can be done in your bed. Jewelry making can be simple or complicated depending on your ability and energy levels. card making, that's one of my favorites, is fun and easy. It can be as simple or as intricate as you want. And everyone loves to receive cards, especially when handmade. In fact, I'm going to show you how to make this fun little card in just a few minutes. Needlepoint and embroidery are other good activities or hobbies. Quilting and sewing, photography, and the list goes on and on. So, as we go, I'll do this tutorial on card making. I had pre-cut the butterfly with my Cricut. You can use either pre-made embellishments, or you can make, sorry, my phone was buzzing, or you can use, like I did there, the Cricut, or you can use a punch. I find the disadvantage to the punch is it can take a little bit of strength in your hands to do that. So if you have pain in your hands, like arthritis or with fibromyalgia, the stamp may not be the best option for you. I had cut a half sheet of 8.5 by 11 to make a quarter fold card. We always called them quarter fold when we'd use computer programs like either Hallmark or American Greetings Studios make it. I started with a half piece of 8.5 by 11, so it's 8.5 by 5.5, and then just scored down the center at the 4.25 mark. And then I have some other papers that I'm going to show you how to cut here in just a moment. Let me just change my camera angle.
Okay, so we have the 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4.25 inches. There. I have already cut the other pieces. Next, we're going to use a dark purple for this matting, I guess you'd call it, there. I have already applied the double-sided tape. I call it tape runner. And I'll just, let me move. Well, he wants to fly away. Just center that. Doesn't need to be perfect. And that measured 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And then I have another piece cut, and I have the adhesive on that, and that is 3.75 inches by 5 inches. So 3.75 inches by 5 inches. And that just gives you a nice about an 1/8 inch trim there. And then I cut a 1.5 inch wide piece. You know, I didn't even measure the length. Let me measure the length for you. That would be about 4.5 inches. about 4.5 inches long. And again, I have the adhesive on there. I just took my trusty scissors and just cut the V in there. And I'm gonna just stick that right on down. Okay. And I have a 2-inch square white cardstock. I've just marked some stitching along the edges, and that has the adhesive on it. Not that you can see it, I guess, if I hold it at the right angle. And I'm just going to stick that right on there. And the butterfly that I cut out with my Cricut. Again, there's a lot of ways you can do it. Ready-made embellishments or die cuts. You can use something like your cutting machine or die cut machine, like a Cricut or Silhouette. I believe Brother has one as well. They're called the Scan and Cut, if I'm not mistaken. And cut that out. You can use a punch, I believe. Let's see. And the difficulty there is it is rather takes some strength there to punch that out. But I've used just a little tiny bit of the adhesive on there, and I'm going to stick that little fella down right there. I just bent the wings up a little bit, and then I have some gems here, and unfortunately I was running low and this was the only size I had. I wanted to do it graduated sizes down, but he looks pretty cute with the 3 of the same size. I kind of like him anyway. Just a little bit of bling there. And I just have some stickers that came from an old package from Creative Memories that I am using for the happy birthday. And it was a little bit crooked, but that's okay. We're perfectly imperfect. And there we go, the finished product. Look at that. There we go, that looks better. And you can either personally write for the inside, or you can use your computer or printer and print a sentiment. There are stamps that you can use for sentiments. Lots of different ways you can go. But that's just a nice little gift, a nice little card. I'm going to use that for my friend who had a birthday this week. So then I can enjoy giving that to a friend, and she will enjoy that I've handmade that and taken the time to do that for her. Okay, let me switch the camera back. All right. Okay, that was fun to put together a fun little card. Obviously, one of my go-to creative outlets is card making. I also enjoy scrapbooking and die cutting with a die cut machine. Mine is a Cricut, but there are several out there, as I believe I mentioned in the tutorial. And photography is another of my outlets, and more. I'm not great with the needle work or the yarn work, but I'm working on it. If you decide to explore your creativity, you want to be, as a chronic illness or chronic pain sufferer, you want to be prepared to adapt. We know that chronic illness can put obstacles in our way when it comes to everyday tasks that healthy people take for granted. But we are pretty incredible at adapting to overcome those challenges. The same principles can apply to creative activities. Find ways to adapt the hobbies to make it easier, more accessible, and more enjoyable for you. Whatever creative endeavor you decide to pursue, make sure you have fun. Please don't be scared to fail. You don't have to be good at something to enjoy it, like I said before. There's lots of things that I enjoy that I'm no good at. You can still find enjoyment in whatever's in life, whatever restrictions, chronic illness, or pain places in your path. And to close it out, I'd like to say thank you to Tribe of Queens and to Noble Calling the Round Table Facebook group for helping me to step into my own power. Stepping into my power so I am able to empower others, encourage, educate, support, and give hope to others that are living with chronic illness, chronic pain, or mental illness. And it's also given me the opportunity to teach people how to tap into their creativity, to grow it as a resource, and to use it to boost resilience and joy. If you would like to learn more about how to be a part of an organization that not only encourages, uplifts, and supports women, but is on the front lines, boots on the ground of fighting human trafficking, please personal message me or email me at Lori, that's LORI, .5683.LF@gmail.com. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.